Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Tokwe Marco Dige. How you doing?
Yo.
Yeah, I'm feeling very yo. That's the word.
How you doing?
I'm very well. It's a very busy day. Today we're having a Realtors Hangout. This is an opportunity for those that want to make money from real estate legitimately to learn, converse with those who've done it, and get inspiration, and generally have fun. Thank God it's Friday the right way, not just spending money, but knowing how to earn money. But yesterday, I was the MC for LASPA, that's Lagos State Fiscal Planning Authority. They give the permit, Fiscal Planning Permit Authority, and Red and Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria Lagos chapter. The conversation is to break down the ease of building permit process so that all developers should go and get their building permits and ensure they conform with the rule, and we can bring to zero the cases of building collapse in Lagos. It was a very detailed event. All the PS in the built industry were there, and I can see the work Lagos is doing to ensure we have less building collapse. And I pray that our own part as Nigerians, we the people, we comply with the rules so that we can reduce such fatalities from building collapse.
Right. Good, well done. How are you doing, Damola?
I'm very well, thank you. Okay, I have to gist, or to yeah. So I was told that some people wanted to know how to shop the DeForce smart glasses. The brand name is DeForce, DEEFURSE. So if you go to our website, it's www.deforce.com. It's currently going through maintenance, but right on top of it, you
are paying for that advert. TVC will charge you for that.
No, you see Instagram and WhatsApp, and then you can send in your orders. And then number two, one of my mentors called me yesterday after the show. She said, somebody told her that her mentee was telling women not to get married. I said, that was not what I said, though. I only said that it's not a do or die. If it happens, fine. If it does not happen, fine. And then when she ended the conversation, she said, you know what, that my brother that I told you about, he's coming. I think people should have lunch. And then in my head, I'm thinking, why are my people always trying to matchmake me? Please advise me. How do I cope with this matchmaking?
Don't worry, you're single, you're hot. You'll always be matchmade.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
How are you doing, Toby?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm preparing for my wedding anniversary tomorrow.
Congratulations.
From Monday.
How many years now?
6.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's going to be 6 years. And so in the last week, I decided on posting daily videos of myself and my husband. So we used to create content at some point, but parenthood happened. So we now started just archiving them for the future. And so this week I've been posting daily, flipping, somersaulting and all that. And it's been so much fun. And the second thing that happened to me was that when I was coming this morning, a policeman stopped me. And he was like, where are you going to? I said, I'm going to the office. And I said, which office? I said, please, I'm late. I'm going to TVC. And I said, you sure say they work for TVC? I said, oh, God, beg, no vex. They go YourView. He said, YourView? They watch them. They go. And that was just so beautiful to see that. Yeah. So I'm giving a shout out to him in case he's watching. Thank you, sir.
Better be at your beauty post too. Anyway, so don't forget our life itself is a story, and we'd like to share your own stories. Please send your real life issues to YourView at tvccommunications.tvc.tv so that we can actually get your stories and share and discuss and get people's views on it.
What's your plan for the weekend? You don't have anything planned for
the kids on Sunday, they have a birthday party, which we're going for, and I'm hanging out with my cousin also on Sunday. Tomorrow, Saturday, I know I have something, but I can't remember. I don't want the person to feel bad that I can't remember, but I know I have an event. I'll find out my PA, but I know I have something tomorrow, 26th. Today is a bit of a busy day for me, but I hope to go home soon. I want to watch Jago Jago again. I just want to sit down. This is going to be my 4th time about to watch it now. I need to watch it. Just there's a few things I still don't understand. And people are talking. I'm watching. I didn't see that part. I want to go back again. I want to understand it again.
I need to watch too. Based on, I've gotten some feedback.
Yeah, I need to watch it. Sounds gonna watch it. All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. YourView will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Edum, hyperinflation, low GDP per capita to end soon. Hold governors accountable for palliatives, says Tinubu. Wike orders arrest of developer after death of 2 in Abuja building collapse. APC leaders step up into Sanwo-Olu and the assembly row. Ondo government overrules Akure monarch over market closure. Presidents graduated in 1979. Chicago varsity replies Atiku. Wagner boss made mistakes, says Putin. And Nigeria ranked 11th globally in internet penetration. Okay, let me start with the major headlines. So, the Minister of Finance at the federal government has stepped up efforts to rein in inflation, increase productivity, and boost savings and investment. Vice President Kashim Shettima and the Minister of Finance has said that Nigerians should expect significant improvement in the overall economic performance. He was speaking at an event yesterday, and he was saying that ongoing government initiatives would put an end to hyperinflation and a decade-long decline in the GDP. And he spoke at the retreat yesterday, as I said earlier. He also assured that Nigeria's inflation rate that had risen by 129 basis points from 22.7% in June will be driven to 24.08% in July, driven by the general inflation increase in prices of basic living. The minister noted that the government's agenda would create jobs, reduce poverty, control micro and macro policies, attract investors, and stabilize the exchange rate and drive economy. So these are still promises and projections by the Honorable Minister. We're hoping that indeed that in the next few weeks, Nigerians can breathe a sigh of relief, because many people are worried, especially about the dollar fluctuation. Now it's 900, I believe, over 900 to the dollar, and Nigerians are quite worried about that. Another story in the nation that we want to take very quickly.
The president was responding to Islamic clerics. They asked him that they would like to they wanted to supervise and monitor the distribution of the subsidies that have been put in place because of the removal of palliatives. They want to monitor the distribution of palliatives that have been put in place because of the removal of subsidy. And the Muslim clerics, when they asked the question, he told them that really it's not constitutional for him to be the one to be in charge of the distribution of the palliatives. He said that even if he wants to do more, it would have to be through governors and local government. So he asked Nigerians to hold governors and local government chairmen responsible, hold them accountable, and monitor them. He also mentioned that if people reside in states and the governor is not doing well, the people should be the one to vote him out. It's not his own decision. Then he mentioned that that there will be more to come in these palliatives. There will be more for medium, micro, and small enterprises that are expecting something to get to them. And we should recollect that about 5 billion naira has been shared to all 36 states governors to be able to procure food items and fertilizers to be shared to the less privileged households and families. So that's what the money is supposed to go into. So that's what we're holding them accountable for.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Wagner boss made mistakes, says Putin. So the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, has broken his silence over the death of the Wagner group leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin. He described the Wagner chief as a man of a difficult fate. He said he's known him since the 90s, and he has said that more investigation would be conducted to ascertain what actually happened or caused the crash that led to his death and 9 others. Yeah, that's basically it.
So Nigeria ranked 11th in global internet penetration. So this article was brought out as a result of an event that happened at the Digital Economic Complex in Abuja, where the vice chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commissions, Professor Umar Dambata, he said that Nigeria has a whopping 82% of subscribers in Africa. And he also went on to say that we're 11th in the world based on internet penetration. And out of that, we have 29% of that as internet consumption. So there are 54 countries in Africa, and Nigeria has 29% of those that use internet out of those 54 countries. And it also went on to say that we're the 7th in terms of mobile phone usage in the world. And these statistics are staggering, because sometimes I wonder if that's how exposed Nigeria is today, and looking at the things that we're able to use the internet for, the technology that we have at our disposal. And sometimes that kind of makes me worried, and I hope that our system can take advantage of this.
Okay, moving on quickly now to the Punch. Naira crumbles to 920 to the dollar. Few marketers push for fresh price hike. Falling slabs trapped us while fleeing Abuja collapsed building, says victims. Family fault, army silence. On senator's aide allegedly killed by rogue soldiers. FG faces heavy criticism over 4.4% unemployment data. FG makes 2 trillion naira taxes from Google, Facebook, foreign firms, says report. Culture minister still a copper, group alleges. And ECOWAS military actions won't yield positive results in Niger, says Russian envoy. All right, so which story? Just a quick report here from the, I think it's the National Bureau of Statistics. They're saying that Google, Netflix, Facebook, and other foreign companies operating in Nigeria have paid over 1.98 trillion in taxes to the account of the federal government in just 15 months. If you recall, earlier in 2020, it was reported that the federal government planned to tax foreign companies, foreign digital service providers offering service in Nigeria without paying taxes. So we had that issue back then, and we remember where the Honorable Minister of Information at the time had shut down Twitter. One of the reasons was because these people are not paying taxes. So now, according to this report, in 15 months, they paid at least almost a 2 trillion naira into the coffers of the federal government. This was said by the order aimed to impose a tax on foreign entity with respect to certain services or digital transaction if it had significant economic presence in Nigeria. So I'm happy about that, but we're hoping that the other companies working in Nigeria who are not properly taxed, and hopefully our ministry will be able to handle that as soon as possible. Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Papers, Punch, any more stories?
Yes, there's this headline that says, Culture Minister still a copper, group alleges. So the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria has accused the Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Musawa, of serving as a minister while undertaking the one-year mandatory National Youth Service Corps scheme. And the group is saying that the group claimed that the minister was mobilized this year and got posted to a law firm in Abuja before her appointment. And to confirm this story, the Director of Press and Public Relations at the NYC headquarters, Eddie Megwa, confirmed to the Cable last Thursday that, yes, the minister is still a core member. And in reaction to that, a lawyer, Mr. Victor Giwa, said that the minister should be in her place of primary assignment if she's indeed serving. According to him, I'm going to quote what he said. Now, if it is true that she's serving, she's not meant to hold public service at this time. Inasmuch as she has enrolled to serve, everything she should be doing through her PPA. In fact, she ought to be in her PPA if it is true. I think this should have been spotted during the screening.
But there's,
Okay.
Service is not, it's not a hot topic, but service is not a requirement for being a minister. Remember, a minister just has to have finished secondary school, I believe, so, and have competence within the field. So if she could defer her admission, or just pinpointing this woman, I need to interview this woman.
Can we move on to our story?
Yeah, the slain, there's a particular, we've been following the story of the aide of the the late aide to the Senator Solomon Adiola, and the families of this particular man, his name is Adeniyi Salami, they are complaining about the silence they've been receiving as treatment from the military to explain how their friend and family member ended up ridden with bullets and was found close to the barracks. And they said the last interaction they had with him showed that he was in conversation with military men that were asking him for his car details. They said that the senator has discovered that the brigadier was involved and he has sent letters. They've tried to reach out to the military to give official statement concerning what is going on. Even the Punch newspaper said that they've been trying to get interview with the particular brigadier and even get information, but that the Punch is saying they didn't get any reply from the army, and that a lot of things are wrong with the approach to this issue. And the senator is also saying the same thing, that a lot of things are wrong with the fact that the army is simply being silent and doing like they don't know that they've been accused not once or twice, a few times, about being involved in challenges like this. So I think the entire Nigeria is waiting to hear what the army has to say concerning this.
Okay.
I have the story of the fallen building in Abuja. And so a two-story building in Abuja collapsed on Wednesday night, killing 2 and leaving 35 others injured. There are details about what actually happened, but I don't want to go into it. It's very graphic, and it's in the Punch newspaper. However, the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, went to the site of the collapsed building, and he did 2 things immediately. First, he told the permanent secretary to sort out the bills of those that were injured, and the second thing he did was to immediately order for the arrest of the developer. We are not clear on more details about this event, but those were the actions that were taken immediately that happened.
Yeah. Okay, Daily Sun, very quickly. Tinubu sends Muslim clerics for more talks with the Niger junta. IPPIS failed to remit workers 26.6 billion naira NHF in 2 years, says FMBN. Don't release my documents to Atiku, Tinubu tells Chicago University. Bloodbath in Abuja, Nasarawa, Edo, Kebbi, and Kaduna. Nigeria will strengthen ties with UK to combat insecurity, says Badaru. Era of propaganda to promote FG federal government programs overseas, Malagi. Southeast Military Reps Panel seeks Kano's unconditional release. And President directs resolution of disagreements with UAE on Emirates Airline and visa issuance. I don't know, I'm just feeling this is our new Minister of Information and Orientation, Mohammed Malagi. He has said that the President's administration will not rely on propaganda to propagate government programs, that era is over for good. We were speaking at the AGM of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPP, in Abuja yesterday, and he's saying that his stance is against the stance, saying the stance against propaganda was in a bid to restore public confidence and trust in government and its policies. We've been saying this on this table for years, and Nigerians have lost confidence in government, and government must do everything it can to earn back the trust. And this is what the Honorable Minister of Information and Orientation is going to do. Say, you are aware of the focus of government now is how to restore the confidence of the governed in government and institutions. This time around, the process of restoring popular confidence and trust in government, and the era of propaganda is over. So they're not going to be using propaganda to propagate the works of the government. I mean, he said quite a bit of things. I think that Nigerians should read this article. So it should give you some kind of confidence in what government plans to do, especially concerning information dissemination. Let's take another story in Sun.
Yeah, let me take the story about the Muslim clerics that visited the president. These Muslim clerics, I think it's under, they had a brief meeting with the president, and after the meeting, Sheikh Bauchi spoke concerning to the correspondents, and he appreciated the fact that he had the opportunity, the entire Muslim cleric had the opportunity to meet with the president. He emphasized the ulama's commitment. I think the ulama is supposed to be like the group of Muslim clerics to a peaceful resolution in what's happening in Niger. And particularly, what they said was that they had gone to Niger, they had been able to have a meeting with the junta over there, and in the discussion, they ensured that they got listening ear from the junta, and that they are going to be able to serve as a peaceful means of conversation with them. So they were asking that, they acknowledged that they told the president about how the conversation went and how it was successful. And based on that conversation, they are happy to say that they will continue to have a peaceful approach towards the conversation with Niger. And they are serving, because they serve as spiritual leaders to people in Niger as well as Nigeria. So they have that relationship. And they are hoping that because they've established that they have this contact with Nigeria, that the president, being the chairman of ECOWAS, will allow them have this conversation extensively before any military thing happens within there. And he said, without harmony and peace, there is nothing that we can do. Even the dividends of democracy cannot be enjoyed where there is no harmony and peace. So,
Video on captured armored vehicle fake, says Army. The Army headquarters in Abuja has described a video. There's this video that has been going around on social media stating that there was a capture of one of the armored personnel carrier by a terrorist leader, Torji Bello, as fake and fabricated and stage managed. The article went on to also say that this same video was posted in 2021 of this same scenario. And he went on to say that, please, I urge the public to be wary of misinformation and propaganda employed by the insurgents and other criminal groups aimed at instilling fears and disrespecting the peace and security of our nation.
Yeah.
Great. So President Bola Tinubu has directed that issues affecting relations with the Emirates airline and the issuance of visas to Nigerians should be immediately resolved, emphasizing that he stands prepared to personally intervene. I'm particularly excited about this news because I've missed going to Dubai, you know. And then the president said this while he was receiving the ambassador of Ethiopia, Cuba, and UAE. And he said that we are a family with UAE, we live in separate rooms, we should always look for ways to resolve our issues on core aviation and immigration matters.
Separate room thing, he has used it before in a different conversation. The president and this is separate rooms. Okay, moving on now to Vanguard. Let's say very quickly, 24 banks lose 9.75 billion in Q2 as fraud rises to 277%. 2 die, many trapped, 37 rescued as Abuja Plaza collapses. Let's find a story we've not taken. Release Kano to end insecurity in Southeast, says reps. Nijeku, I'm managing very serious situation. I'll speak with manufacturers on reducing cement prices, says Umahi. And Governor Bello Kogi of Cross River protesters storm APC secretariat over the National Working Committee appointments. Okay, there was a story that I really wanted to, sorry about that. I have to go back to the story I took concerning the Minister of Information, because there are some things he said that really struck me, and I think it's important for Nigerians to hear. He was talking about the fact that propaganda is no more, will not be allowed in this administration. He further went on to say that he would endeavor renewed vigor and commitment to provide credible information to Nigerians at all times, which of course includes boldly and humbly acknowledging mistakes where such are made. I'm going to frame this because when things happen, sometimes we need to remind our leaders of what they said. It says transparency is the currency that builds credibility, while authenticity is the foundation upon which lasting relationships can be built. Hello, this minister is saying the right things. So I'm going to frame those two comments and I'll remind him. Because when, God forbid, so they start using propaganda, we'll remind, this is what you said on your first, when you resumed as minister. So these are great words.
I need to take a story. It's so important. Nigerians are stranded in the UK and they are victims of visa scam. So, well,
go ahead.
I didn't know. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So this night, a few people, about 15 out of 35 to 40, particularly one woman who could only get sardines and bread to eat because that's the only thing she could do without cooking. They get workers' visa and they pay a lot of money, as much as £10,000, and then they are unable to get works to do. So
we'll discuss it further because it's our hot topic later. Any other story is very clear, important. Okay, I think let's wrap up. I'm going to go and find out more about this, our Minister of Information. I think I'm liking him already.
The comments exciting.
He's now my new guy to check. Yeah. Let's go on a break. When we return, we've got the hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.